Hello, welcome to Vlogmas Day 6. Yo, it hasn't even been a week yet. Filming from home today because I did not want to go into work just to film some intros. So, this is what you're getting, baby. Vlogmas. Who knows what's going on? You guys have subscribed for some serious content. The quality is. And today, we're going to create some cozy nails. A design that makes you feel cozy when you look at it. Makes you feel warm and fuzzy and cozy, you know? Cozy. These also turned out to be quite like vintage and retro, which I was not really going for, but I'm getting like a really like cool, I don't know, like a 70s vibe from it. So this design came into my brain, was inspired by Ivory and Talia Designs, the sock set. And I was like, yes, I want to make a sock nail. How can I make this work in a set sock nail? They're cozy socks, cozy sweaters, cozy blankets. Ooh, cozy nails. And of course, I played with that radial ombreing, that radial gradient again, just a little bit, because I'm really enjoying it. I really like the way it sets up a design. Woo! All right, all that being said, let's go ahead, jump into the design.
So to start this design, I am painting the thumb and the pinky with a creamy, neutral gel, obviously. This one's from Amazon. I don't know what it's called. The label has worn off. I apologize. Then I'm going over it with a fluffy brush and I'm stippling some brown pigment on it. This step ended up being pointless, but I did it anyway because I thought you'd be able to see more of it. Going over with a glossy top coat, and I specifically need a glossy top coat for the design that I'm doing after this. So taking a brown Sharpie, I am going to color over the entire nail. And this is why we wanted the glossy top coat, because the matte, it would stick too easily to the matte, and on the glossy top coat, it sort of picks up on itself and doesn't leave a solid color. So as you can see, it leaves like these streaky lines, which kind of looks like a wood grain. So to make a knot in the wood grain, I start off by making a little dot, and then I just follow the dot up and down, if that makes sense. Make sure you're cleaning off your Sharpie because it's going to pick up the pigment from the Sharpie itself, the dried pigment, and it kind of gunks up. So just clean it off on a paper towel. Once those are done, I'm going to wait for them to fully dry before I top coat them. So I'm just going to paint the rest of the nails the same creamy neutral color. And on the index finger, I'm using that same pigment that we used at the beginning, but I am completely covering about 3/4 of the nail. And I'm just using the sticky layer of the gel for this pigment to stick to. And then I'm just going to clean up the bottom quarter of this nail so it's nice and sharp. So the neutral color is nice and sharp. And I want the end of it where the neutral is to be a little bit thicker than the rest of it. And I'm just going to go over and top coat every single nail with a matte top coat. Now you can see here on the ring finger, we did another radial gradient. I used the same pigment that I did for the index finger and I just went around the edge, but I don't think I filmed that. But I did film it in the Hanukkah nails. So if you want to go look at the Hanukkah nails, I did film the radial gradient with a pigment in that. So now on the middle finger, we're going to do some stamping, a lot of stamping in this design. So I'm using the black sticky polish from Clear Jelly Stamper, and I'm picking up this cute star design. This is the Pearl Girl plate, and I am going to be doing like the ugly Christmas sweater sort of design. So I stamp the polish down and then I lightly stamp the pigment over that. And then I'm just cleaning up any residual pigment that sort of stuck to the nail. and I'm just lightly, ever so lightly, going to dab my wipe over the stamped part just to get any remaining pigment from in between the design. Then I'm taking the red clear jelly stamper polish and I'm going to stamp the next part of this design. And you can see I turned the stamper around. I just did that because it looked better. And then going in with a green and stamping the next part of this design, which are little trees. Boom. And then I'm just going to repeat the exact same thing with the black sticky polish and the pigment, and then the red, and then the green, and then I do one more black sticky polish at the very bottom. So once that stamping polish is completely dry, I'm going over with a matte top coat. I'm doing a matte because I want it to look like a sweater. Okay, so moving on to the sock nail. The whole reason for this design, I'm taking my Glitterbels clear acrylic and I'm just putting it in a little dapping dish, and then I'm taking that same pigment we've been using and I'm mixing it up real good so there's no clumps, and I'm taking a tack-free top coat. This one that I'm using is Koopa, and I find that it is a little bit thicker and doesn't run as easily, so I really enjoy using it for sugaring designs. And I am just making straight lines down the brown part of the nail. You could absolutely go ahead and add more designs, more sweater designs, like the inspiration photo, but I just wanted to keep it simple with just like a ribbed sock. Just simple. So I'm doing the first coat and I'm gonna cure that. I just flash cured it, I should say. And then I'm going to go over it with a second coat. And I did it this way so that there is a little bit more texture on the nail and the sugared parts are a little more raised off the nail. Now I'm just going over with that acrylic mixture into the wet gel. And I like to make sure that the gel is full of acrylic and not shiny at all. And then once it's cured, we can dust off the extra acrylic, and look at that! Looks like a sock, kinda. So now I am taking this dark green gel and I am painting the top of the sock. So 2 lines. Like a lot of times you would see this as a red line. I wanted to do a green. I felt like it fit with the design a little bit better. So I do the first line, I'm gonna flash cure it, and then I do the second line. Once those 2 green lines are cured, I am going to go in with a matte top coat because we are going to do some more sugaring. So taking the same top coat we used on the brown portion, I am just painting straight lines down this little part of the nail. The lines going down the short part of the nail are much closer together, so I got 2 lines for every 1 line on the brown part. I hope that makes sense. And once those are done, I'm going to sugar them. I only did 1 coat on these because I didn't want those ones to be as thick as the brown ones. And again, once it's cured, we can dust it off, and it's the cutest little sock. Moving on to the next nail. This is the one with the radial gradient around it, and I just felt like it needed a little bit of extra glitter. So I'm taking this coffee holographic glitter from Glitter Mix Canada, and I'm just mixing it in. I believe I mixed it in with a matte top coat, but it doesn't matter. Whichever top coat is the easiest for you to apply. And I'm just evenly dispersing the glitter over the nail, and then I'm gonna cure it. And I'm adding a matte top coat over this nail because the glitter added a little bit of texture and I wanted to stamp on top of it. And you know how I like to stamp on a matte background. So I'm using this fall plate from Clear Jelly Stamper, and I am going to use this. I don't know if it's 60 or 90, but it's a beigey brown color. And I'm gonna stamp this little blanket. Oh my goodness, it is so freaking cute. Truthfully, I could have just left it just like that, but I wanted it to be cozier and a little Christmassier. So I'm adding these like pine tree branches and some pine cones and, you know, just like Christmas tree-y kind of things. And I'm surrounding the blanket going around the nail just to give it some more coziness. And once I'm happy with the cozy levels of this nail, I'm going to wait for all that stamping to completely dry, and I'm going to top coat it with a nice glossy top coat. I'm using the Koopa top coat that we used earlier for the stripes because it is quite thick it holds glitters for glitter placement really nicely. So I'm using this glitter mix from Glitter Mix Canada, and I'm picking out the small red ones to use as little like holly berries or Christmas berries, just around where we have some greenery to add a little bit more contrast and of course a little bit more sparkle. So now on this pinky finger with the wood grain, I'm going in just with any gel that has a sticky layer. I just happened to use a foil gel for this one, just to get the pigment to stick because the top coat I had used wasn't tacky. And I'm sealing that pigment in with a matte top coat because we're gonna do more stamping with the same fall stamping plate, but this time we're gonna use that super cute little candle. So this nail would be super cute left just like that with that pigment in the background looking like a candle glow, yes. But it wasn't quite cozy enough for me, so I just added these same pine tree branches and pine cones and all that jazz that we added to the other nail as well, just to keep it extra cozy and obviously to keep it, consistent throughout the design. And once I'm happy with the pinky nail, I'm going in with that same juicy top coat, and I'm going to use the same red glitters to accent the branches. Moving on to the thumb, I'm taking my Ugly Duckling ombre brush and the same green that we used on the sock nail, and I'm just kind of gonna messily paint this nail in the corner. I'm just kind of like swiping it on willy-nilly. I don't want to cover the knot, and I want to keep it sort of like in the corner and down the side, and that's about it. I do one coat, flash cure it, do a second coat, fully cure it. The reason for this, I wanted to add the same gold pigment, but I didn't want to have to like do an entire top coat over this. And also, I'm going to be adding more greenery like we did on the other nails, but I wanted to make it look really, really full. So I figured by adding a green base, it would make the greenery over top of it look even more full, kind of like a Christmas tree. So I'm taking that pigment from earlier and I'm just stippling it over the sticky layer on that green. And then I'm going to cure that a little bit just to sort of cure the pigment into the gel. And I'm gonna use a matte top coat over top to seal all that in, and we're gonna start stamping. So once I stamped this cute little hat, I could not resist but adding this little bear with a scarf on. I think he's a bear. Some sort of woodland creature with a scarf on. Oh, it was so freaking cute. I just couldn't stand it. So then I start adding the greenery on this nail. And I really wanted this one to kind of look like a Christmas tree. Like the background of the nail was the trunk, and the hat and the little bear guy were like ornaments nestled sweetly in this little tree. And the pigment is like the glow from like the Christmas lights. That's kind of what I was going for, but I also just wanted to sort of like frame the nail in greenery, basically. And now I'm going in with that same top coat and the same little glitters from earlier to add little Christmas berries to the greenery. And I'm adding a lot on this nail because there is a lot of greenery. And once all the nails are cured, I'm going in with one final juicy top coat over all of the greenery nails to seal in the glitters that we added on top.
I'm back. Those are the cozy nails. Cozy, right? Let me know in the comments below, which nail is your favorite? I'm really leaning towards the sweater nail, but I'm also really, okay, all of them. I really like all of them. But the one with the candle and the one with the blanket, I'm really proud of those. Also, let me know in the comments, do you think these are like more cozy nails or more like 70s vintage nails? Because I'm getting both vibes, but my goal was cozy, but like, I'm not mad either way. Let me know in the comments below which one you think they resemble more. And if you haven't already subscribed, you can do so if you wish. Don't forget, makeup organization is coming up, closet declutter is coming up, nail organization is coming up, favorites and fails. We're gonna have some nostalgic nail videos, some trend prediction videos, so stay tuned, subscribe. We've got so much going on this month. I'll see you tomorrow, bye!